in this episode, I've got something very special for you guys. Well, it's more for myself, but you guys are going to love it too, I just know it. So if you come with me, I'm going to show you exactly what I've just brought and what this video is going to be about. So we've got Jack here with the trailer, just getting ready to load this up. So this is a dream car of mine. This is a Toyota Altezza. It's a Japanese import. It's been imported in 2015. It's only been in the country for about 9 years. It's looking very sorry for itself. It's got loads of lack appeal on the roof, on the boot lid, and there's another problem with it. Well, as you can see, we're trying to get this thing onto the trailer. The main reason is because the engine has left the chat. So as you can see, there's a load of mice that have been living in here and the timing belt has snapped. So that's why we've got this project now. We're just about to load it onto the trailer. Jack's waiting very impatiently, so handbrake's on. Okay, well, he's waiting very impatiently, so I'm going to give Jack a hand with this right now. We're going to get it loaded and then get it straight to the unit. So this is proving more of a challenge to get on the trailer than we thought. I've got the fitness of an 80-year-old man, and Jack, he's in the same boat as well. So we're taking it in turns trying to crank this thing onto the trailer. And God, we're absolutely knackered, but we're going to keep going. And there she is, she's all loaded up now. All we have to do is strap the wheels down and then we can get straight to the unit. Sorry, I'm so out of breath. But when we get it back to the unit, I can give you a proper walk around it and show you exactly what I've just spent my money on.
I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming. It's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
I know that I gotta stay away from all your games, yeah.
Okay, it's been a few days since we picked the Altezza up, but we're back at the unit now so we can properly do this. This car has been sat outside for 3 years and it's absolutely disgusting with how it looks. And what's the first thing you do when you buy a car? You're going to want to clean it, especially when it's in this state. So we're going to get the jet wash on this thing straight away and try and bring it back to its former glory. Okay, I'm just setting up the jet wash and my fiance has just arrived and she's got pretty much the same car. Obviously this one's better, but we don't tell her that. She knows. So she's got a Lexus IS 300, so that has the 2JZ engine in it, and this has the Yamaha Beams engine in it. There's a bit of a difference between the two. They might look the same, kind of like them two, kind of weird. Yeah, I've got an obsession with having the same cars. I don't know why, but yeah, both the same colour, but yeah, she's kind of jealous that she doesn't have an Altezza, but we won't rub it in or anything. Actually I lied, I am going to rub it in. Who's got the better car?
Me?
Do you think? It's better because it's working, but it's not as good as an Altezza. So I'm going to give my one a clean and hopefully it will polish up just like this, apart from the lack of peel. We don't talk about that. Okay, the Altezza is all clean and dry now. I am going to put the car inside and also I'm going to leave it for today just because I'm absolutely soaked. The jet wash had a bit of a split hose issue, so I'm going to go home and basically just dry myself off. But tomorrow we're going to carry on with this car and then we're going to see what other problems this thing has besides the split timing belt. Okay, it's the day after now. I've brought the car inside so we can properly have a look at this thing and see what it's about. before I get into depth with everything that's going on here, I'm just going to tell you guys how I came about finding this car. So this thing was parked up 3 roads away from where I live. The guy who owned the car has had it sat on his drive for 3 years and it's just been neglected really. So as I drove past with Jack, I said to him, I said, can we pull over? I want to go buy that car. So I've knocked on the door, I've left my phone number, and I didn't hear nothing for 2 months. And then I got a text message saying, do you still want the car? So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll come and view it. So I went to go and view the car, had a good chit chat with the guy. In the end, we came to an agreement of £2,000 as long as I don't put no silly wide arch kits on it or anything. So I promised I wouldn't, and we shook hands at £2,000. So I may have bitten off more than I can chew with this build, pretty much like all the others that I get stuck into. But with this, I'm going to try and fix this engine myself, but that's going to be in the other video. Today, I'm just going to be talking to you about this car and pretty much the heritage of this thing and why it's different to a normal IS200 or an IS300 and why this is actually better than them. Okay, the first thing I'm going to talk to you guys about is the difference between the Toyota Altezza and the Lexus IS200 and why I believe the Altezza is that little bit better. So as most of us know, the Lexus is more of a luxury vehicle. It comes with heated seats, cruise control, and some models even came with a GPS sat-nav. However, the Toyota Altezza comes with none of that stuff. And now you're probably thinking, why do I prefer the Toyota Altezza to a Lexus when the Lexus has all of these goodies inside? And that's because of the engine that's inside of the Toyota Altezza. So the engine itself is known as a beams engine, and what that means is a breakthrough engine with an advanced mechanism system, and that mainly holds the air intake and exhaust ports open longer, resulting in a lot more torque at higher revs. However, my engine didn't like the higher revs, and that's probably why it's in the situation it's in now. But when these engines are working, they're absolutely phenomenal. These engines are still a 2-litre engine, but this is a 4-cylinder, unlike the IS200, which is a 6-cylinder. So the beams engine puts out around 207 brake horsepower, whereas the IS200 puts out around 150 brake horsepower, and the IS200 engine is quite heavier compared to the Altezza one. So it's a no-brainer really why I prefer the Altezza to the IS200. More power, it's lighter, and it's higher revving. Also, that brings me on to the next thing. The Altezza is a JDM car only, and what JDM means, if you don't know already, is Japanese domestic market, and that means that the car was only made for Japan. So all of the ones that you do see about are all imported from Japan, whereas the Lexus was made for markets all over the world, including Europe and America. That's why there's so many about. At the moment, there's only 80 recorded on the UK roads, so this is quite a rare car. And not only that, the Altezza came in more than just one model. From what I'm aware of, it came as an AS model, which is more like an IS200, and it came in the RS model, which is what I've got with the beams engine. I do believe the Altezza is that little bit better. There is so much more to tell you guys about this car, but I'm going to tell you in the upcoming videos as well. So just keep an eye out for them and you'll learn a little bit each time. So now you've learned a little bit about this car, I just want to show you what this thing has in comparison to some other Altezzas. So this is specifically a Z edition Altezza. You can tell it just from the body kit really, because that bumper was only for the Z edition, and the high-rise spoiler at the back, that was only for the Z edition. I'm not sure about these caps though, they're pretty cool, but I'm going to be keeping those as well. Also, if you come down here, this is not factory, that's a power flow exhaust system. So when we get this thing running, it's probably going to sound pretty good. Also, I just want to say it's not all sunshine and rainbows, because there is a bit down here and it's just flaky filler. So I don't know what's gone on here. I think this car has been in a bit of a bump in the past. There is HPI clear, there is no record of this thing ever being in a crash, but maybe someone has bumped it in the past and it has been repaired, but it's been repaired very poorly. So unfortunately, it's not just going to be an easy fix of fixing the engine and the car's back on the road, because I'm going to be stuck with doing the bodywork as well. And this thing, because it's going to be my personal car, I'm going to do a full overhaul on it. So I'm going to be changing the suspension, I'm going to be doing a full respray on it, and also fixing the situation we got there. And everything else it's going to need, it's more than likely going to need bushes, new tyres, these wheels are going to need a refurb as well. The list just goes on and on and on. I'm going to set myself a budget though of around £5,000, including the price of the car. So again, I paid £2 for this thing, and in a really good condition, probably like when they've just been imported from Japan, it's probably going to be worth around the £10,000 to £12,000 mark. But I'm not going to be selling it. This is going to be my personal car, like I said. Sorry to stop the video here, but I just need to tell you something. I've teamed up with a company called Topdon, and if you don't know who they are, they specialise in equipment like diagnostics tools, jump starters, and loads of other automotive things as well. And I've been lucky enough that they sent out one of their biggest and baddest jump packs. So this is the JS3000. It will jump at a 9 litre petrol or a 7 litre diesel. Obviously you can go less than that, but that's just what it's capable of. So this thing is an absolute animal, and luckily enough I've got a car over in that direction somewhere that needs a jump because I need to move the thing. I put the key in it earlier and it just wouldn't start. So we're going to put this thing to the test, and I'm going to see how many times I can jump that car just with this jump pack. So let's get into it. Okay, so here is the car in question. This thing doesn't start, and just to prove it, I'm going to try and crank it now. Okay, you can see that isn't starting. So we're going to hook the jump pack up to it right now, and hopefully it should start it. Well, not hopefully, it will start it. So let's hook it up, and we're going to see how many jumps we can get out of this battery. Okay, little green lights just came on there, so that tells us it's ready to jump. So let's give this a start. Like a dream, Jack, like a dream. So I'm going to see how many times we can jump this thing, that being the first. So just to show you how good this thing really is, we've took the battery off the car and we're just going to jump it straight off the jump pack. So this will be the second start, and we're going to see how many times we can do it with it like this. Number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here's the 7th. So I'm not going to waste any more time doing that because you guys are getting quite bored of it. So I'm going to turn this off, and we're just going to see what percentage the jump pack is on still. So you can see there, it's primed, it's ready to go again, and it's still on 75%, and we've just jumped this car 7 times with the battery off the car. So if that isn't enough to make you want to get one of these, I don't know what is. And they're an absolute lifesaver as well, especially in the colder months when you can come out your house sometimes and the battery on your car can be dead. Just keeping one of those in your car can save your day. So I'd recommend getting one of them myself. And anyway, let's get back to the video in there. Moving forward, I'm going to show you guys the interior inside here. I've got quite lucky with this thing. I think this car's on around 230,000 kilometers, which converts to around 150,000 miles if I'm right. Can you guys double check for me and leave it in the comments? Also, it's in really good condition considering it's on so many miles. It did have a steering wheel cover, but I flung that out because they look disgusting. And apart from the steering wheel cover, we do have an aftermarket stereo in here. I don't know whether to keep it yet because I kind of like it. When the battery's on, it all lights up and looks pretty cool. And I don't need a Bluetooth transmitter as well. This thing has already got Bluetooth, so I'm probably going to keep that. And inside the car itself, there's no damage to anything. The seats are in really good condition. These are Altezza approved seats, so these only came in the Altezza. And everything's comfortable, none of them have collapsed. There's nothing in here that's really damaged or worn. Everything's pretty pristine, especially for a car with this many miles. So I think I've dodged a bullet with the interior. The only thing I'm going to have to do is basically cover the inside of it up, because when I come to spray it, I'm going to take all of the glass out, so I'm going to do a proper job with it. Also, that leads me on to the next thing. The next video is going to involve me taking this engine out and basically stripping it down. I'm going to put it on an engine stand that I've got over there, and when I strip it down, I'm going to try and get to the bottom of where the damage lies. Also, if you guys are enjoying these videos and you like these sort of cars, make sure you leave a like and please subscribe to the channel because it helps us grow. So thank you again for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Some things I can't fix, feels heavy.